Hi everybody, welcome back to those who've been hanging with me some time, and welcome to those of you new to my channel. I'm Adele Levine, intuitive and medium. All right, we're going to get started, but real quick, I just wanted to ask you, thank you guys for those of you who did this last time, but if you could hit subscribe, it really helps with the algorithm. I know, algorithm, blah, 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 blah. Everyone's so tired of that. Anyway, let's get into the subject at hand. So I kind of thought about this, and when I think about videos I want to do, I listen to you guys. Of course, I love hearing what you guys want to throw at me, and please feel free to always throw in the comments videos you'd like to see. But I like to go, obviously, intuitively, since I am an intuitive, and feel what feels right, that guiding me to kind of go, this is the time. Not like, I'm not trying to get all like, but more kind of like feeling it out. Let's put it that way. And I wanted to touch on the subject of our dark side, aka our shadow side. So working with the shadow of us. Now, I am not a self-proclaimed witch. I am witchy, and I do lots of witchy things, obviously. I do candle magic. I have an altar. I talk to the dead. I'm an intuitive. Not that those things go together, but I use oils and crystals, and I do a lot of witchy, I put in quotes, things. And I feel like that term, and whatever you want to call yourself, is definitely personal to you. And, but with that said, I don't tend to use traditional terms like working with your shadow. And I hear people talk about it all the time, which is why I put it in the title, because I want you to kind of be clear what I'm saying. Which brings me to my last video, which I did. Can we throw that up? On glamour magic. Some people thought I meant like glamour, like fashion. I did not. And I feel like the clip I did on my Instagram and stuff kind of gave people the wrong impression. Glamour magic is a term that is used in the witch world, which is changing your appearance per se, meaning not literally changing your appearance, but making people only see a good part of you. So I just wanted to clarify that. So if you check that video out, or if you've seen it pop up, no, it's not going to be about fashion. And with this video, I want to be clear that your shadow side and your dark side, and working with the shadow side of you, is the same. So here's my version of it. Okay. I 100% believe that we have a dark and a light side that lies within all of us, in our spirit, in our being, in our core. And to me, the dark side is always depicted in movies and media as something bad, as something evil, as something, lurking behind a corner out to get you. But your dark side is really the side of you that carries the pain and also the warrior. So when you're working with your shadow self, you are working through those parts of you that are hard to see, for sure, because they're painful and things you might have pushed down. Does your shadow side and your dark side work for you? Absolutely. When you have pain and you've gone through things and it has hit your childhood, your child self, or you've gone through things that have really been painful and difficult for you, they don't just disappear. It doesn't just go away. Obviously, we work through it, we heal, we go through therapy, we do magic, whatever things we do and the tools we use to kind of heal that part of us. However, we also learn from it, and we grow, and it becomes a part of us where we're saying, okay, even though this has been painful, even though I've had to face these sides of myself, I do need to learn a way to harness it, to hone it, to clean it, to kind of clean it up. So let's get, for example, if you had something happen to you in your life, which we all have, that has caused pain from your past, from your childhood, maybe even just last year, and it's kind of lurking and leering, at you, and you want to feel it, and you want to embrace it, and you want to heal it, but there is something from that you have learned. If someone has betrayed you, if someone has purposely hurt you just for the sake of like wanting to create this into your life, or if someone has hurt your feelings in a way that has you feeling like you opened your heart up to them. Maybe it's romantically, maybe it's a friendship, maybe it's family, and they have used that against you and have taken advantage of it. What I'm saying is that we have these bruises that we get on our heart and in our soul. And we are taught from the psychological point of view to heal, right? And absolutely, definitely necessary to go through analyzing ourselves and looking at ourselves and finding a way to move past it. But on a spiritual level, on an energy level, on a magical level, when you learn that's from those things that someone has done to you and has created that pain, you can take that and realize, wow, I became strong. I became a warrior. I learned how to protect myself. I learned how to speak up for myself. I learned how to stand in my own power. And that becomes the warrior. That becomes you raising your sword and saying, I am going to be the warrior for myself. So when I see the dark side of people, in all of us, when I see the shadow side, I see it as that side that might have been lurking around the corner, staring at you going, hey, you have to deal with this. You have to feel these things. You have to experience it. But once we are done, it is going to shape and mold you. It is going to be the diamond that has gone through that very hot heat and is going to turn into something uniquely you. And you're going to use all of those sides to rise up in that power and help you with life. So I feel that when we are looking at working and people say they're doing shadow work and things like this, remember, you're not doing it to just only do it over and over again. You're growing. You may have past experiences that you're looking at and you're embracing and you're growing and you're evolving. And then you let it go and you continue moving forward. And then you may have another experience that's going to happen again, because this is a constant. When we are looking at the dark side of us and we are doing this shadow work, we are doing it in a constant. This isn't like a one-time thing that you do and then you go, okay, well, I've done that and now I've moved on. It is something we're always doing because we are holding the dark and the light side of us at the same time. My cat agrees because she's going to have some lunch. So I feel like when I see people talk about doing shadow work, I feel like they almost look at it as something separate from themselves. Not always, but leave in the comments below. Have you done this work? Have you looked at your dark side? Have you done, if you call it shadow work, what have you experienced and what have you learned from it? Because it can help people. When I ask you guys to comment, it's because I want to engage with you, but I also want other people to kind of learn from you and not feel so alone, because when you're walking a path like this and you're seeking these types of answers out, you tend to feel like, is it just me? It's very common. So when you've done this work, do you feel like you were able to move through it, harness it? I look at it like you're collecting tools. So kind of imagine it like that. Now I'm going to get a little deeper into it on my Patreon. For people who are on my Patreon, I'm definitely going to kind of take you through things you can do to work with your dark side, with the shadow side. But I feel like it's like you're learning how to harness different tools. So the things you go through in your life, the things that you've experienced, and when you face that pain and you face those difficulties, it's taught you to I need a hammer, I need nails, I need a screwdriver, I need a sword, I need to find a way, boundaries, I need a fence, I need barbed wire, I need these things because all of these things that I've gone through, kind of imagine if you went into difficult terrain. Let's say you're a hiker and you want to climb a mountain. You know the tools that you need to face all the difficult terrain. You can't go climbing these kind of mountains and say, well, I just feel like everything's going to be good. I'll be fine. I only want to see the good side of all these things. I just want to imagine the beauty that I'm going to be embracing. You have to face the weather, the terrain of what you're doing, the danger of what you're doing. You have to face the darker side of it. And that's how I see it. When we live in this world, we have to see the shadows. We have to see the dark side of it. And I'm going to say this, if you are peeking into the spiritual world, you're peeking into the spirit side, into the other realms, they feel the same way because they have their own set of rules, and there's different tools you need working with them. You can't only look into that realm, peek behind the curtain, say, I just want to feel the rainbows and butterflies, and I don't want to see the other sides that are going on. And you have to respect it and respect the power that exists in those dark shadows, because obviously we all know this, you can't have dark without light, and you can't have light without dark, the yin and the yang that exists in all of us. It's been said so many ways. Yes, I'm going to say Star Wars, of course, right? I'm not going to not say that. But it's been said in so many ways. This is a real thing, and this is a real part of the spiritual path. And I feel like when you're walking this path and you want to get more into it, you need to know this. All right, so I want to announce, speaking of the spirit world, I'm going to be doing a seance online. You guys asked, so I better see you there. Many people have asked me when I'm doing another one. I'm going to be doing one coming up, and here's the date, and check it out. It will be online, of course, through Zoom. Just want to let you know that I'm also doing Zoom readings, so you can check that out, and follow yourself. Follow no one. Listen to your inner voice, the dark and the light side, and I'll see you soon.